Oh, sorry if I was late, folks. I gotta do a Tommy Strong. Made Mr. Tommy Ford from the Marty Marr Show. Rest in peace. Man, I miss Tommy Strong. You know, the one that, you ain't got no job, man. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Since my kids are coming back into town, I thought I'd do something a little bit earlier because I'm going to have a lot of stuff to do today. But I also have breaking news. Somebody sending me some footage of a Karen. So we will be reviewing that today. But right now, this is the We-On-Loc Nation show. This is the We-On-Loc Nation show. I have a complaint. Hold on. Pause the music. Speaking of music, I have a complaint for you too. If I've been using for approximately, I don't know, say for a year now, and all of a sudden I can't use it anymore, I need a specific thing that I can use. Because I'm going to use it, whether you want me to or not. Otherwise, you can just take the whole damn thing. If it's a certain music, and by the way, if it's not copywritten, why can I not use it? People use non-copywritten music all the time. So why is it a problem now that I can't use non-copywritten music? It's not like I can use Joe or what's his name? Whoever. I can't use Mystical. I can't use Twister. I can't use Ice Cube. I can't use David Morrison's. I can't use any type of copywritten music. Understandable. I can't even use the instrumental. I can't use the instrumentals. So all this stuff that you provided is from Google. All this other stuff. Why is this? Why is it here? I didn't put this here. At least I don't think. No, I didn't put this stuff here. I don't even like playing this stuff. I've heard other people play dance pop, daydreaming, feeding the ducks into space. I don't play that stuff. I've heard other people play that stuff on their live stream. Right? I've heard, but I don't play that stuff. I don't like playing that stuff. The only thing that I do play, oh wait, I do play the daydreaming. I forgot I scrolled down. No, I'm wrong. I play the only music that I play is A Kiss from Amanda. That's the only thing that I ever played. I'm not playing anything else. So you tell me what I can do, because I'm tired of being copywritten. I'm really getting sick and tired of being copywritten. I'm just gonna tell you all in all, I'm getting sick of YouTube, period. The $25 that I pay every month and it's starting to get a little dry. And often people get just pretty soon people are gonna start realizing this too. But at any rate, y'all can kiss my ass with that shit. But anyway, back to another story, another podcast, which I've heard this podcast before. I really wasn't paying much attention to it. But change tomorrow. Wait, chance. It's change tomorrow today. Change tomorrow today. Change tomorrow today. I've heard change tomorrow today. Really good group. It's just certain things I heard that I want to challenge, because like I said, we live in a world now where Black men and Black women cannot get together in peace and in harmony. And I just thought we reviewed this today. The only person that significantly had anything good to say, anything positive to say, was the dude in the middle. I got to get to know these people. I want to put my faith. I want to put this one little mustard seed into this group because I think they're a good group. Don't make me regret this. Do not make me regret this. I just want to say fair use, fair use. Let's get into this.
I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, bro. I want to learn. I really want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So, what it's like dating as a single parent, male and female.
So go ahead.
I actually just started kind of dating.
Okay.
So I wouldn't.
Oh, you were off the market.
Right, for a long time.
Okay.
So dating as a single parent is a little difficult to say. But beyond that, I think it's difficult for me to say because I don't have the same experiences as most people.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm a single parent, yes, but I have a nice village that's very helpful. So it doesn't kind of interfere with my dating.
What do you mean by that? You mean like the kids?
Yeah. Right. When you have a good village, you have good people around you that, you know, you can count on. It makes it a little bit easier when you're dating because you don't have to work around so much.
I believe what the sister means is that she has people that she can count on to help her with certain things while she's a single mother. And I'm starting to hate that word, single mother, because it's always being used in a negative content. It's always used in a negative connotation. Single fathers, I hate that too. But if she has people around her that is a good sign. But I firmly believe that everybody deserves someone. That's just my belief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a sitter and
Right.
stuff like that, trying to be okay.
So like I would say when my daughter was very young, I don't think people really believed I had a daughter.
Right. Right.
Because my village was just really great. So my dad would get her every weekend. And from the time she was born up until recent, because now she's a teenager, she make her own little decisions.
That's right.
But up until recent, you know, her dad used to get her like Wednesday through Friday. So that would leave me Monday and Tuesday, which means if I'm dating, I have Wednesday through Sunday to make plans and arrangements. So Mondays and Tuesdays was off limits, right? So I'm just now entering the single parenting dating realm now that I have Miguel. And even though I still have my village, it's not the same. I'm a little older. Yeah. So now it's making arrangements. It's like, whoa, yeah, this is hard.
Okay. Well, I mean,
single parenting is hard. My mother had me when my father passed away, and she never dated anyone. Assumably, she never dated anyone because she was too busy taking care of me on top of, you know, doing the work that she did over at General Motors for over 30 years. And then when she retired, she helped me with my situation. And then she ended up passing away. I would encourage, not discourage, any single mother to do the best that they can with what they have, but at the same time try to find that companion. I'm not going to say friend is too, when I say friend, it's too dry. I would say try to find that companion that is down for you and down for your situation. If you have a situation himself that is, and she says this earlier, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. She doesn't like dudes who are single fathers, but I think that's cap, because if you have chemistry with that person, then you and the person is going to vibe, and you and that person is going to create the ultimate village, if you know what I mean. So I would say to the sister, I would encourage, not discourage her, to find a mate of her choice, of her choosing, that she can vibe with. And so one day he can be the helpmate in the situation and make things better for the both of you. That's what I would say.
I can speak generally. I can speak in general or whatever.
No. We're gonna speak direct, brother. I want. I want the nitty gritty. I want to hear. Because listen, man, I gotta live vicariously through you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel okay. I'll say this. You know, for me personally, dating is not it's not complex for me.
Okay.
Because one, I don't have any restrictions.
Right.
Okay.
And by me saying that, yes, I do have older kids. So
No, but we mean how was dating when your kids were younger?
when they were younger,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, when my kids were younger, when I was dating, it was a little bit of a challenge. Because of course I have kids and the other individuals didn't have kids, so they didn't understand the importance of me helping my children do their homework, putting them to bed, or maybe cooking dinner for them to make sure that they were okay. And sometimes I used to get a lot of backlash, attitude.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because sometimes certain women can be selfish.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're
very
right,
selfish.
because they're not in that position, because they don't understand what parenting is. So
Right.
of course, so they used to always get mad. Oh, you're not spending enough time with me. And I used to like take offense to it or whatever.
I'm spending time with my kids.
Yeah, I have to spend time with my kids. I actually cut off women that came at me like that.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would disagree with the brother on that. It's like, why would you take offense to it? I wouldn't get mad at the woman if she were to tell me, although I don't have that problem. Excuse me. I wouldn't have that problem with a woman asking me, why don't you ever spend time with me? It would be like, I just have to tell the truth. It's like, look, I'm a parent, I'm a father. I have to, it's difficult for me sometimes, but I'm trying my best. That the only thing you can do is tell them the truth. Don't get mad at them. All you got to do is just tell them the truth. If anything, if they can't handle it, then on to the next, I say. But the only thing you can do is be truthful at that moment. You don't have to be sassy or anything. You don't have to, cuss words start flying out your mouth. All that isn't necessary. It's not necessary. Just tell them the truth.
Yeah. So I can say it was difficult when my kids were younger, when I was dating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because my kids is my priority. They come first.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is correct. Your kids do come first. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a barbarian. Just a note. You don't have to be a barbarian. You don't have to cuss no woman out. You don't have to get into your feelings. This is just a statement. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I'm just putting that statement out there is to say, act normal, act a normal human being. And if they can't understand that, on to the next.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not a person that particularly likes to date people with kids anyways. So
Why is that?
I prefer not to date people with kids because I don't like to deal with drama. So it has nothing to do with the kids. I love kids.
Okay.
I like you said it for see, this is what I told you earlier, that this is the one thing I do disagree with. It's like, okay, well, how do you know if you don't try? That's the one thing that's one of the things that made me pause at this. This is, nowadays you're going to get single fatherhood. Nowadays you're going to get single fatherhood. It's 2024. You're going to find a father who has children, who is divorced or not married. Oh, drama. If that's the case, then you're going to, what's the difference between a man who doesn't have children versus a man who do have children? You're going to get you're going to get drama. You're going to get drama either way, but that's not necessarily the case.
But I just don't like to deal with the drama, and usually they have some form of drama, even if it's not necessarily like super chaotic or toxic. It's some form of, you know, you guys have an issue, and I don't like to deal with it because I don't have those issues. Fair? It's very fair. So people always say that to me, like, that's not fair because you have kids, right? Come on. But the way I counter that is, yes, I have kids, but I don't have that dynamic. You know what I mean? Like,
but I understand, but that's not fair.
It is
you can't just X somebody.
I'm telling you, I don't want to deal with you because of the drama that comes along.
But if there's no drama, you can't.
9 times out of 10, I was always right. It's always a female lingering with chaos and toxicity, and it's not and I know that because even just when you talk to people, like I remember being younger, like in my 20s, and I talked to people about me and my daughter's dad's relationship, and they're like, that's not normal, you know, because we don't have that drama and toxicity. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to date nobody with kids because people my age, the girls are still holding on to this man, and it's some type of something going on. You can't see your kid. I don't like that. All that drama, I don't want no parts of that.
Right. So you're not.
I don't give that drama to nobody.
So you're not even gonna give it a chance to see.
I don't want to.
Just because.
I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm just saying you got to have a lot of other wonderful characteristics.
I'm saying though, but that's a disqualification.
Yeah, I don't really want to deal with people.
So my brother, if you got a child, you disqualify. Ain't that something?
I love kids though. Like I really love kids. It's just sometimes you know, I feel like domestic violence is very serious. Okay. In a lot of these situations, these women and men that don't know how to let go, and they feel like the baby mom or the baby dad is supposed to be with them forever. I can't insert myself into a type of chaos like that because I don't bring that chaos to nobody.
I get it. See, this is why these YouTubers play these little type of clips and they clip it. I like to analyze it mostly all the way through. That's what I like to do. Y'all like to take these dudes like to take these little clips and say, "Oh, look, see how wrong she is." No. I like to analyze things all the way through, and then it's like evidence. Then I see who's right and I see who's wrong. It has to be fair for both sides, right? Be fair on both sides. So she put out the DV. She put out DV, domestic violence. Is she a domestic violence victim? Possibly no. But I understand where she is coming from. But I'm saying, but this is the slippery slope. At the same time, you can't put that on every man. You can't put that on every man and say that, you know, they feel how the way they feel when you haven't even had a conversation with them. If I can encourage this sister to do a little tryout, maybe it'll work. Just have a conversation with them. I'm not saying do it like a pop the balloon type podcast. No, I'm not saying that. That's dumb. Change your heart. That's dumb. I'm saying just take your time with it and when you are ready, find the person that's suitable to be in your life, to deal with, help your situation, one day help with your situation, and you can, again, like I said, you can create the ultimate village. Both of you can create the ultimate village in having 2 children and possibly one day creating a child of your own, depending on how many kids he has. I don't know how many kids this woman has. I don't. I don't. But again, us Black people who complain a lot about family this and family that, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty mind-boggling to me that you don't concentrate on none of this type of talk, and you don't say to yourself, well, hey, why can't we prove to the world that a single mother and a single father can coexist online, and you can prove to the world online, because I'm certain that other people who don't do this type of shit, they've done it, they've experimented, and they have been successful at it. Depending, I don't care how many children it is, the man was good with it, the man was good with it, the woman was good with it, she had children, he had children, they both were in love, they both got married, and they got a little village. Why can't I don't know.
I don't have that type of drama going on.
I'll tell you what, because that's from a female perspective.
Yeah.
From the male perspective, I've heard a lot of times, even through social media, it's a lot of guys that they don't want to date women with kids either, because they feel like,
what's that reasoning?
Well, I'm saying, but they feel like, why should I invest into that situation when it's not my child? You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. You're saying drama.
Well, let me pick it back on that.
Yeah,
that's not a man.
Break it down for me.
Okay, so this is
because you're so
yeah. So okay, and the men that don't date women with kids, I understand where they're coming from, because no man want to play Mr. Cleanup guy, right? Especially if it's a productive, competitive man. Why should he come in that situation to clean up that situation?
Why not?
Nah, I don't agree with it.
I get that you're saying you don't agree, but I'm saying why not?
So dating single moms, right? Let me rephrase that. Dating single modern women, this is 3 questions that I will ask them. What is it that you can offer me that you haven't given to another man?
That is the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life.
My goodness.
This is what I said. What can you offer me that you haven't given to another man? And the reason why I'm saying that, because 1, you shared your youth, your fertility, and your womb with another man. You shared your womb. You gave another man the biggest honor that you can give him, right? And my second question to that woman would be like, why didn't work out with the father of the kid that, you know what I'm saying, that you had a kid with, or whatever?
Okay, that is such a double standard that doesn't. I don't want to explode with anger this afternoon while the sun is shining and the birds are chirping. Well, it's too damn hot for these damn birds. But let me break this down. First and foremost, that's a stupid question, as well as it being a stupid statement. Let me explain why. What does it matter if you have not had you had a conversation, but if you have not had any experience, or if you had experience yourself, if you had this type of experience yourself, why is it that the woman has to have something to offer you that you can't offer your damn self? She shared her womb, yes, but you stuck your anatomy in a person you probably should have had stuck your anatomy with. So I have a problem with that. Second, what was the other thing that he said? I am so disturbed. What was the other thing?
Man, you shared your wound. You gave another man the biggest honor that you can give him, right? And my second question to that one will be like, why didn't it work out with
obviously things didn't work out for obvious reasons. I guess you're gonna have to take her word for it when she says la 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 la, whatever the case may be. Whether she was in a didn't she say earlier something about DV? Yes, I believe she was in a domestic violence situation. People like to sugarcoat that word. DV, you're supposed to say DV. No, I say the whole goddamn word. If she was in a domestic violence situation, she has the right. Women have the right to have that guard up in situations where they were being mentally or physically abused. They have that right to have that particular guard up. And in other cases, women also have that right if they were being raped to make a decision. And this is the only time I can say definitively that they had the right to make a decision whether to abort the child or not. Because everyone should know that if a woman is being raped, she's being beaten mostly. She is being abused sexually. And there are a lot of cases where the woman eventually gets pregnant by that person who tried to delete the woman. Or there are other cases where it has been shown where the child could not survive anyway due to trauma of the woman. And in most cases, they lose the baby due to all the trauma that's been happening to her. It's called a miscarriage. So those are the two dumbest statements, in my opinion, a man can ask a woman.
The father of the kid that, you know what I'm saying, that you had a kid with or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Because you created this family. So why should I give up my resources to take care of your kids? Right? Because men, we're very territorial, right? Because one, I have to share you with your kids. That is not mine. And also I have to share you with the father of your kids, who is to know what time the father of your kids is on. Because as of late, I've been seeing men been killing other men because they're dealing with their exes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know if that man may want to cause some harm to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it sounds like, and I'm not calling this man this, it sounds like he's a big pussy. Now if you and this is rare, kind of high, but this is rare to, like, a dude ain't automatically gonna walk up to you and like challenge you or whatever. If he does, he's stupid, number one, because my problem is if my wife cheats on me, I'm not gonna go to the dude and be like, yo, you violating. Well, he is violating, but it's not technically his fault. It's her fault. So I'm gonna go to her. But if he was decide to hang his nuts on the rearview mirror or whatever and drank out my refrigerator, the shit that I provide for, the shit that I buy groceries, then I'm gonna have to lump them up a little bit. Yeah. But if she were to make him a sandwich, then again, I go to him and I say, look, you got what you came for, brother. So I'm gonna ask you nicely. Go ahead, pack shit, get the hell on out of here. You good. While I deal with my wife. That has never happened, y'all. I gave a disclaimer. That has never happened. That has never happened. That has never happened. So don't think otherwise.
I understand everything when men are saying, I don't want to date single mothers with kids or whatever. You get my point?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
So what's the third question?
So, and let me ask you this question, bro. If you went to the store, would you buy a product? Would you buy a product that had a broken seal?
No, I'm not gonna.
You wouldn't. Why you wouldn't buy a product that had
somebody?
A broken seal?
Because it's already been. I don't know what's in there.
It's the same thing. That's the reason why.
Okay. Now we're broken. Now broken products. We're broken products, and we're also animals. I never thought I was a broken product. If I was a single father, thought I would never be a broken product. We always take little things, little projects, and we and adding these things to human life, which I see the point, but that's just so goddamn disingenuous. That is so disingenuous.
Men say they don't want to date women with kids because you already have been tainted. You already shared your wound with another man. So,
but are you serious right now?
Yes, I'm being very serious.
So, okay,
I'm being very serious.
To be a counter to that, because that is absolute. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's some bullshit, and I'm going. That's some motherfucking bullshit. Yes.
I would have to concur with the sister. I would have to say that the sister is correct. Because how you gonna go on the podcast? How would she would go on the podcast and say, "Hold on, let me say this." I mean, flying off the handle. That's rare for. That's common for a woman to go fly off the handle like what she just did. But when you were to say, when you put that very thing, and say a woman is tainted because of a broken I get what he's saying, but that's stupid. So I wouldn't fly off the handle like that, but I don't blame the sister for, you know what I'm saying what she just said. I don't blame her. I wouldn't do it though.
It is because I'm gonna say it is because you just said your first question was, well, I'm gonna ask a woman, what can she get? What can you give a woman that you ain't give to another female?
Okay. That again, I said this earlier. So you want her to give you something, right? Which is, I'm trying to think, what can a woman give you? You know what I mean? What can a woman give you other than her womb, other than her gifts, which is nurturing, love, respect, honor, I want to say tradition, but no one's traditional anymore. But I hate that word too. Because when you talk tradition, to me, it's patriarchy. Every time someone would say, well, a woman is not traditional enough, in the back of my mind, we're going back to the patriarchy days, which I have never been patriarch. So Let's see where this goes.
All right. Okay.
What can you? But no.
Okay, go ahead.
What can you give another female that you haven't? What can you give this woman that you haven't given to another female? Why does it have to be that a woman have to bring you something? I'm not. Who the fuck are you that I gotta bring you something?
Okay.
What are you bringing to me?
Okay.
It goes both ways. I thought. Now that's one. Now, two, you're saying, well, you don't know what that circumstance could be, what that situation could be. So are you speaking from a standpoint of a man who does not have kids just yet?
Both.
Or you can't speak from both. And the reason I'm going to say you can't is because just as you're a man, if you are a man that has children, to say that to a woman that has children, it almost sounds... No, not almost. It's narcissistic as hell. Because if you've given another woman kids, who are you to ask a woman what you got to offer me because you gave a nigga kids? Did you not give another woman kids? So what happened with that family that you were building? Okay. Why did that not work out?
Okay, so can I answer your question?
Sure.
Okay, one, Vic, it's a double standard, unfortunately.
He blazed right past that. That's the particular man today. You just blaze right past that question. But if you were to ask the question of her, and she were to do that, you'd be like, you didn't answer the question. You didn't answer the question. So that's typical. This is almost, well, I don't want to say the R word quite just yet. I don't want to say that it is red pillish. I don't want to say that. I'm giving this a chance now. I'm giving this a chance to see where this is going, because this is actually a good discussion that we need to have.
Men can do it. You can. A woman cannot do what a man do. And two,
we can.
Okay, but let me say this. I know the detractors and the critics going to come for me because I have kids. One, my kids are grown. I have a 23-year-old.
But at one point they weren't.
But let me answer the question. I'll let you talk. Let me talk.
You're right.
I have two girls. I have a 23-year-old and I have a 20-year-old. My oldest daughter has recently graduated from college, on her way to grad school.
Yes, Lord.
My second daughter, she'll be graduating from college pretty soon, right? Secondly, I've never been married. So what I can offer a woman is marriage. That's the biggest honor. Listen, hold up. That's the biggest honor a man can give a woman is marriage. Yes, that is the biggest offer I can offer a woman is marriage, because you know why? Can't no woman ever said that I was married to them. So that would give that other woman bragging rights that I've given you the biggest honor by marrying you. You're not just my baby mama, but you're my wife.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. Number one, you said you had two daughters. Now, I don't know if you have $2 by one or $2 by two. I'm going to say this again. I don't know if you have $2 by one or $2 by two. Too many baby mamas. Here's the thing, bro. Just like you would ask a woman, how come you didn't marry that man, which traditionally, a man is supposed to propose to the woman. That's how I was raised. I don't know about this generation. A woman is supposed to receive the ring from the man. Second of all, the man is supposed to wed the woman. Did you wed your baby mother? Why are you offering marriage to a woman who is already have kids, and on top of that, your kids are grown? So the woman that you already have kids with, did you propose their hand in marriage? So why are you asking another stranger? Why would you ask another stranger in their hand in marriage? That, to me, what I would call cap.
And You can research my name. You would not see my name logged on any marriage license in all 50 states of America. Yes, and that's what it is. I'm bringing marriage and I'm bringing my resources to you. That's what I'm bringing. Resources and marriage. And I have receipts because I am successful. When my kids were born, I always had custody of my kids, and I have receipts. And my kids' success shows it. So I know what I'm talking about.
But you did not raise your kids on your own, dude. Stop being so damn facetious. You did not raise your kids on your own. If you have raised your kids on your own, then there will be very unbalanced. At some point, your baby mother, because I didn't hear you say not one time that you were already married to your baby mom. I did not hear you say that. Maybe somewhere in the stream you utter that, but after looking at this stream 3 times, you didn't say that you were married to your baby mother. But at some point, the mother has helped raise those children. You can't scientifically, as a father, raise the children on your own. You can't do that. That's like saying to me, because again, look at the results of this world. Now, there were a handful of people who have gotten away with it, but no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. Both parents, whether you love each other or not, you have to raise those children. Both of you. It's both of your responsibilities. You got her pregnant. She opened her legs to you. You are responsible ones. The responsible ones. Let's continue.
Ralph, do you have something to add?
Go ahead.
Well, no. Well, okay.
You're not a single parent, so it's a little bit more harder.
No, I'm not a single parent, but I grew up in a single household.
Right.
So I grew up without a father. I've always wanted a father.
Right.
Whether mine's or not, whether like blood or not. So I always wish that I had somebody to kind of.
Well, you said, and it's an honor to have him as a husband after he is 304. Wait, it's an honor to have a husband after he's 304 around. Okay, and had many baby mamas. After he's 304, would that consider him to be a 304? Would that consider him to be a trick? Would that consider him to be a trick? I gotta know, Bridge.
Like lace me up, guide me, because we bump our heads a lot. So
yeah.
Why is his brother the only positive one in the group?
I understand where you're coming from, what you're saying, because you're like, and I get the whole thing. That's not my child. Why should I invest my time? But I'm saying, like, for me, because I wanted that, so I can understand from both. But I wanted that. That's not something I would. If I meet a woman with children, that's not a deal breaker for me.
Right.
Because when I was in high school, I was dating a girl. I was out of high school with kids. Right. So she had one child, a son. But I love kids though. So to me, it's not like, I don't look at it like I'm wasting my time, because I always hear people say, well, if I did a woman with children, one day her children is going to denounce me and say, you're not my father. But for me, I always look at it this way. It's a rite of passage. Because at the end of the day, if we're bickering and I'm trying to give you the right things to do, the right thing to say, the only way for you to hurt me or to make me feel little is by you to say, well, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. And I call it a rite of passage. That wouldn't bother me. But again, I'm speaking from me not having a dad. You see what I'm saying? Something that I always wish I had. So to me, that's not really a deal breaker. But I'm not speaking for all men. I'm only speaking for myself.
Right. And
I wouldn't rock. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, bro, it's not that it's a deal breaker, but me, just how I think if a man is going to be dating a single modern mother, that single modern woman is going to have to go above and beyond to show herself approved to that man. Because why would that man select you when he could go out there and select a much younger woman that is childless? That's not going to bring the chaos to him. Because
You know what? I'm starting to think this dude is red pill. I'm just gonna say it off the rip because these are the same talking points that red pill and the manosphere. This is what they pertain it to be as what it is. That's what I feel. Let's continue.
because like I said earlier today, who is to say what time the father of your kids are on? You get where I'm coming
So
from?
you're looking
Right,
at
but that's
safety.
only one. That's only one perspective that is a very important perspective, of course. But it's only one. So, like, even when you say me being okay, I'm gonna take myself. Me being someone I didn't grow up with my father.
Okay.
I would hate if my mother had met men with that mindset that you just described, because the men that my mother, and it wasn't a lot of men or whatever, but like my stepfather came along when I was like in 4th grade. I thank God for him every day. You understand? Like, my father wasn't present in my life. He stepped in and he did what no other man did all the way through till I was all the way in college. They didn't get divorced until years later. And that man saved my life in so many ways. He was so, and we did have fights. I mean, like teenagers, kids, you got kids, kids say, your kids say crazy stuff to you. So just imagine what they're going to say to a stranger in the midst of being upset.
It's like I said, dog, like for me.
But sorry, not to cut you off. So I'm just saying, thank God for him, because I tell him all the time, if I had, my father's out of prison now. If I get married, both of them have to walk me down the aisle because he really raised me.
Yeah.
So that thought process is, to me, is just mind blowing and it's insane. The reason I don't want to date people with kids, I don't concern myself with what the kids may or may not say, because what you give a kid is what they're going to give you back. And once they get to that age of teenage, we know teenagers, so that's not even something to take personal. I'm expecting you to say it, because if you don't say it, I think something ain't right. Because that's what kids are going to say.
But some kids won't say it.
Yeah.
But again, if you do say it, it's like, to me, it's like,
it's a hit or miss.
It's like, I'm gonna laugh at you like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I like, my advice on this.
Yeah, the talking points are very, very much red pillish on that particular side. And I don't fault her for feeling what she feels when it comes to what did she say? She said, I wouldn't date single fathers with kids because actually that would be the wrong statement, in my opinion. The true statement is that I wouldn't date people who don't have kids, because it'll be much easier. It'll be suitable, formidable, if you were to date children, if you were to date a man with children. Because today's men, okay, I'll see you later, Bridge. Have fun. Today's men, I clearly just don't know. I don't know that, even today's dating, it's more like a situationship. But I could be wrong, because I live outside of YouTube, and I see things that's going on, and I would have to say it's way different. Although some of that has spewed out in the real world, all these red pill talking points have spilled out to the real world. I still see people acting normal. That's the only way. That's the only thing I can say is these people who I see every single day outside outside and inside of my neighborhood, they act completely normal, and it's a completely normal situation. None of that red pill shit.
Man, it's not gonna, because I said I can't.
You're not a
I can't say you wrong. I can't say you right. I can't say. All I'm saying is, for me, I'm black, bro. So I only know how to be black.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, a lot of us, we grew up fatherless.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's because we always talk about back in the days and stuff like that. I think a lot of times, man, the difference with why back in the days was probably a lot better than today is because a man, when he meets a woman, he didn't care how many kids she had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he loved that woman like that woman, you know,
kids.
it was all in.
Yep.
But it's different time, different mindset.
Can I piggyback off what you said?
Let me finish. I'm gonna let you rock.
Right,
now, so I can only go off my experience. Like I said, I always wanted a dad. Never had one, but now I get to play one. Right. So I get to be one. It's the most important. Yeah, I get to be, and I love being a dad. And to me, I don't look at a kid like that's mine and not mine. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like you a child, and you're with me. You're my child, no matter what. So. And I know it's gonna come a time, right? You're gonna go, oh, you're not my father, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool. You're right. I'm not your dad, but I am your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not your dad, but I am your dad, and I could take whatever comes along.
And as a kid that been there, I can tell you, we say that in that moment because we're upset, we're teenagers, we're young, our mind isn't fully formed. But I promise you, we come back. And that apology is 10 freaking fold because we understand. But as a kid, you can't expect kids to understand.
But also, let me say this. Let me piggyback off what you said, because you mentioned
about the time.
Yeah, the time. Yeah. So you have to understand. In those times, women used to honor men. You know, when a man came in and took over a family, that woman gave that man praise. You know, just honor, because in today's time that we're living in, being a stepfather is like basically being down. You know what I'm saying? Being down talked upon, right? Because matter of fact,
that's bullshit.
I see it all the time where modern single mothers will be like, oh, a man have to bring A, B, and C and D to me. But this man that you created this family with didn't even have to pay that premium price.
But who's to say that?
No, it's going on. It's omnipresent. So
no, it's not. No, it's not. That's null and void. There ain't no single fathers being down praised because they come into a woman's life that already has kids. They are being praised. They are being. Didn't you just hear what the woman said? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to put on my Woosah hat. I'm going to have to pay on my Woosah hat. But in the meanwhile, in between time, because I can't fly off the handle every time. But there is something I need to say to the brother.
Why the blue fuck would you ask something like that dumb?
Oh man. Why
I guess he's.
Why the blue fuck would you ask something like that dumb?
Oh.
Maybe a third time will be a charm.
Why the blue fuck would you ask something like that dumb?
Oh man.
Okay, I feel better. I feel much better. That was one of the most craziest statements ever, because truth be told, single fathers do get praise and they do get recognition for their good works. Remember, respect is earned, not given. Praise, and just on a safe side, we don't say praise, because the only person that we give praise to is God. We want to give recognition. We want to give acknowledgement. You want to get acknowledgement? That's fine. But I have never, ever, that is a farce. That is a false statement out of the pits of hell. And I will challenge him and I will say, I want names. Name names. I want names and I want faces of the ones that say that they don't get recognized. they don't get recognized as as fathers who date single mothers. I want names and faces, sir.
Why in the blue fuck would you ask something like that dumb?
Sorry, that was an accident.
Why does this man, who is competitive, productive, has to come in and share his resources with you? For prime example, so if we do the Brady Bunch thing, right? If this woman have her kids, I have my kids, and we merge our family together, right? So every $100 that I spend within that household, 40% is going to go to your kids, 60% is going to go to my kids. So basically, I'm taking resources away from my biological kids.
Whoa! Time out. Time out. This is where you effed up, sir. $100? Guess what? 50%, actually 50% goes to both kids. All the kids. If you're going to clash, if you're going to collide your kids with her kids, guess what? Y'all both, all of them are eating. All of them are eating, sir. Ain't a percentage. All of them are eating. All of them are going to see they'll make the, because she's gonna see to this too. She's gonna see to this, or y'all don't need to be together. Both of you have to ensure that those children are eating. Ain't no damn percentages. And you're gonna see that they're gonna eat, and they're gonna eat well. Why do you have to put a percentage on children? Right? And this is why I came up with my series, Negroes should not date black women. They shouldn't. Maybe it is right. Maybe it's the prophecy is that men of this ilk shouldn't date black women. They should just date white women. Maybe they feel a little bit more comfortable due to the fact that these women have been hoodwinked for so long by the male period, that you ended up listening to a Negro who was no longer living, who is biased, very biased, and it's all the money grab. It was all the money grab from the very beginning. And I'm talking about Kevin Samuels, so may he rest in peace. But this is too much of a red pill. This is too much of a red pill situation with him. But luckily for him, you have her, and you have the lady, and you have the guy in the middle, who is the guy in the middle who he is fairly balanced, because he is married with children, and I'm surprised he didn't step in and say more. But this is a good podcast.
Kids, to give it to your kids. Who was to say if those kids are going to appreciate me for what I'm doing for them, for being present, for being a father figure to them, right? At least I know if I have my own kids, my own biological kids, as long as I'm showing up for them, I'm taking care of them, I'm mentally present for my kids, at least I know when I become an old man one day, my kids are going to take care of me. I don't have to worry about my kids telling me, oh, you ain't my daddy. Why do I have to listen to you?
I'll tell you how. When you have good presence for your kids, her kids are going to recognize that, especially when you two are together. That's how that works. If you have good gel, if you have good vibe, excuse me, when you vibe together, when you have good chemistry together, that usually works hand in hand, and their kids are going to see that, and your kids are going to see that they have the perfect situation. They see that, and they said they are in a perfect situation. Their minds as well as their spirits are going to collaborate with the fact that that they're going to say that this is a good home to be in. But I'm not going to rush into any situation. I'm gonna have to first gel with the mother. And once I gel with the mother and I give it time, her kids will listen to you, but you have to take baby steps. You have to peel the onion one layer at a time, sir. I don't get it. People often want so much and that they haven't earned. I don't get that.
And also, too, with bringing two families together, my kids may follow a certain set of rules. Your kids may follow certain set of rules. So my kids could be like, Daddy, why they do such and such and such? Why can they do this? And be
well, see, here's the thing. Like I said, if you have gelled together and everything goes as way as planned, you can sit down with all of the children, and say, these are the rules of the house. X, Y, and Z. The same that applies to you will be the same thing that applies to you. Mother, daughter, don't matter. Everything is earned.
Because you have a set of rules from your kids, they're gonna be like, damn, why can they do this and why can't I do that?
You're saying the mindsets could be
different. It can be completely different. So that could confuse the kid. You get what I'm you get what
I understand what you're saying.
No.
I get what you're saying. The mindset. No. What I'm saying is that no. Listen, this
is pure stupidity.
But what I'm saying,
no, it's not. It's stupidity.
No.
It's basically taking every reason you can think of in the book for why it wouldn't work. When you meet somebody and you're engaged with that person and you like that person in the beginning, yes, it may be a conflict of how you parent, how I parent. It's gonna even if you didn't have kids, it's gonna happen. If I meet you and I start talking to you, how you live your life and how I live my life may be two completely different things. Over time, we mesh. Over time, you blend. That's pure stupidity. And guess what? If it comes to the point where you guys can't agree on things, it would never even get to the point that you even have to concern yourself with blended families. Because as women, mothers, I can't speak for all mothers, but I could say, I'm not going to deal with no man that don't mesh or blend well with my kids. And that doesn't mean I'm putting my kids before you. That just means as I analyze this situation that we're in, if it's not going to work, it wouldn't get to that point where we even have to go to that. But there are situations where you will blend just fine. That means that's for you.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner, folks. Yes. When you align yourself with another person of a different gender, if I'm a male and if I can align myself with the female who already has children, yes, it does work. It does work. You just have to make it work for the other side. It's what's called conversation. This is the reason why we have conversations. Duh.
I have a favorite phrase I like to use. I use it all the time when I'm referring to just myself, when I'm referring to dating. And I say it all the time. People need to learn their lanes. When you know your lane, you're not confused. When you're dating people that are in your, I'm in the far left lane, probably about 90% of the time. And it's quite often that I get guys that are in the far right lane, that slow lane, and somehow they made their way over to mine. And I don't understand how they got there or why they're there, but they're there. So I have to redirect them because I know just off a conversation, just off of one conversation could let me know. And I have to redirect you and say, hey, this just isn't your lane. I'm not sure how you got here, but I want to redirect you very respectfully. So I say that to say, again, it depends on you as a person, because if you meet like-minded people, right, then the likelihood that it would be just so chaotic. What's the likelihood of that? What's the likelihood of it? You attract what you want, what you like. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that just as, like I said, I had my daughter when I was 19. If you want to be honest, I had my daughter when I was 18 because she was born 3 days before my 19th birthday. And so I've been doing this single parent thing since I don't even know. I can't even tell you when it started. This is here we are. But I've never dated a person that didn't get it. I've never dated a person that I had to fight with you about what you give your kids, what I'm giving. That's stupidity right there.
All right, all right.
No, before you. What I was saying, I get was the last part of what he said.
About what?
You know what I'm saying? When the last part
I cut
you
you
said,
off too. I'm sorry.
Boy, you cut me off because you slashed me.
I had to get in there. Sorry.
No, what I was agreeing was the last part. What he said, he's like, yo, like he's saying, well, how would I know that a child is gonna look out for me? Right? That's not my child. And like I said again, I understand that part. But what I'm saying, I understand. I understand his concern, his personal concerns.
That's a crazy concern.
But those are his personal concerns.
I understand.
What I'm see,
because my opinion,
you see what I'm saying? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, okay.
But because
my opinion shouldn't have dominion over anyone.
No, but for me, what I'm saying is for me, dog. Like I said, I'm a big kid, bro.
Yeah.
I run around in my house. I play in the rain with my son, bro. I run around, and it's not just because it's my son. I would that with any kid, bro. I just love to have fun and be a kid. I'm a big kid, bro. I can't help it.
Right.
My wife get mad at me. You ain't like a child. I'm a child, bro. I like to have fun, and I think that spirit in me just makes me get along with. I just love all kids.
Right.
So I don't
love kids. I'm not saying I don't love kids.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, my mindset is not like that's mine. That's not mine. I don't like it. Even with adults, bro. Kids even more. Whatever I got going on with my kids, if it's kids around me, we all involved. I don't. There's no distinguish. If I'm eating, you know how everybody eating. But that's just how I am, bro. Like I'm very family orientated, and I love people, and I love kids even more because they're innocent.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I look at it like, wow, and I protect them the way I wanted to be protected when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? That.
As I stated, why is it he is the only positive person that's speaking right now. There's nothing that I can say that I can rebuttal or I can debunk. Everything that he's saying is 100% right.
That's just, again, that's my take. That's how I am.
But let me make a point, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm speaking I'm speaking about what's going on in these recent times, right? And let me make another point.
Why is it so prevalent to you? Your kids are grown. You have everything. Why is it so? Why does everything has to be so goddamn perfect when it comes to people like you or people who think like you? You're not thinking. You're basically copying and pasting ideologies onto your brain and making them your own. I would like for you to presently, at some point in time, I want you to presently say what's in your brain and not in somebody else's. You're just copying from somebody else. Dude, I can't even explain it better than that.
No man that is productive and competitive want to be restricted, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna use you as an example. You're married, you have your wife, and you have your kids, right? Supposedly you get off from work, you want to go home and you want to enjoy your wife, right? It's easy for you to come home, and if your kids are past their bedtime, it's easy for you to say, "Hey, son, Janiyah and whatever it's your son, me and your mama, we got some things to take care of. It's time for you to go to your room."
Princess Naya, Princess Shy, and Pop Pop.
Right. It's time for you to go to your room. Me and your mama got some things to handle. But if I'm a stepdad and I come home and I say something to those kids, if I say, "Hey, it's time for you guys to go to sleep," some woman, I'm not saying all, some women would take offense to it. They'd be like, "Well, why are you talking to my kids like that? You shouldn't tell them when they go to bed or not."
Why does it matter to you about what other women would say? You have a woman or had a woman. I don't know y'all's situations other than the guy that's already married, right? Once you have a person that you already settled down with, why does it matter what other people think or what other people say? That's just mind-boggling to me.
It happens all the time. So that's
Where
the
are these
reason why
statistics coming from?
it's happening. We're living in 2024. Come on now. Let's not play crazy.
And why the fuck would it matter what year it is? You're taking things, like I said, you're taking things what these red pill community activist assholes are saying, and you're taking what the desert sphere is saying, and you're applying it to your life. I'll say this: if you believe what these people are saying, or you feel like it's a reality to you, then I suggest you do what Kevin Samuels said, right? What he usually says to women. Now I am applying it to men as well. Maybe you should just get a dog and die alone, since your kids are already grown up and in college and anything else. You don't need a woman. You need yourself. That would be the right thing to do, right? Is just to be by yourself. Be by yourself, live by yourself, treat yourself to a dog or a cat. If you feel these things are real, which they are not, and even if they were, into some degree, it's a very, very small percentage. There are 6 million males to 7 million females. So you mean to tell me the majority, a handful, that's a lot. I say the minority of women who act like that, they're miserable. They're miserable. They don't like their lives. They would prefer better. And I would say, if you want better, do better. Same thing with the male. But you putting all this ideology, it's worthless. It's completely worthless, completely docile, and completely sick, in my opinion.
Like, we don't know this is.
Well, I think, remember we had the conversation we had when we had the Dear Black Woman episode, and I was saying that I feel like a lot of times, not just black men.
Ooh, the dear mother episode. Oh, I got to find that.
But black women as well, they don't do their due diligence. And what I meant by that is, if I meet a woman, she has children, and me and her, we've become, because it's gonna take time for us to live together. And so I'm with this woman, we're dating, and eventually we get more serious. And I would hope that she would see the way I treat her kids with love and admiration, whatever, so that when we are living together, if I say, hey, it's time for everybody to go to sleep, I would hope she would know it's coming from a good place. She's not going to intervene. Because as a man, she would understand, like, oh, we're going to go spend some time together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would hope. Like I say, for me, like, I like to study. I like to do homework. I don't like to, I never like to dive into anything. The one time I ever dove into anything,
and for me to clear this up, bro, let me make this clear. And when I'm speaking, I'm not talking about single traditional mothers. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about single traditional. I'm talking about.
There we go. There we go. That word, traditional. That word, traditional. Patriarchy. Let's just call it for what it is. The single women who were in those patriarchy days, they did what they were supposed to do for that man. They cooked and cleaned, and they made sandwiches for that man. And we could beat their ass, and they couldn't say anything, because they didn't have any rights. They didn't have a right to vote. They didn't have a right to work. They didn't have a right to work. They didn't have a right to earn money. They did at one point in time, they didn't even have banks. We couldn't put our money at the time in banks because banks weren't meant for women. They were meant for men. Get the fuck out of here.
About single modern mothers.
But as a man, as a okay,
that's
but,
what I'm
but as a person such as yourself who's very traditional, right? There's no way you're gonna fall into that kind of situation because you're traditional.
Right.
So that means the woman you're gonna be looking for is gonna fit that criteria. Right. So those examples shouldn't even exist because in your mind you're gonna do your homework.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. And I understand.
But you're saying them or speaking them as if this is something
why you didn't
that
let me finish? I had a good point going.
So y'all, I've been letting y'all talk.
No, but I was trying to. Go ahead. I was trying to drive a point home.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because your point, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Because again, like I said, I'm listening from a woman. So my responses to you are based upon what you're saying. So it's almost like counterproductive because you're saying one thing and then you're saying something else. So you're saying I'm not speaking for. Okay, so that's what makes it like a little bit difficult because when you say these are happening right now in these times, I need statistics, I need data, I need something to support that. And the reason I'm going to say that is because again, when you say traditional, you're not talking about modern, it's so tricky going into that area, right? I consider myself to be a modern woman. Okay. However, I was raised on traditional values. Okay. So it depends on how you would then categorize, right? That's your choice, what you see, how you, and it so on and so forth for every other man. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, so to say that's what's going on right now, I have to disagree. And I'm disagreeing because I am a modern woman. And I have modern friends that are single mothers that would completely wholeheartedly disagree with what you're saying.
I get your point, but let me ask you this, Vic. So you don't think that a man that is productive and competitive, taking on a pre-made.
Why does everything have to be a question? Why does everything have to be a goddamn question? I don't fucking get that. Whatever happened to the dialogue? That's not dialogue. It's debating. Oh, God.
Family. So you telling me that's a good thing? How? Okay, let me ask you this: how are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that. I would never, because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're very one-sided.
You have to ask those questions.
Any woman,
and let me say one more thing.
It's gonna let you say, "How can your kids be an?" No, sweetie, no.
It's the truth.
No, it's not, because if we're talking about we're living in a world, because we're talking about living in a world where you're constantly putting the male on this pedestal, and you're forgetting that this is not the old days. So right now, at this point, there are a lot.
Woo! She caught on to that quick, didn't she?
A lot of men that sit on a pedestal, but baby, their pedestal is way, way beneath that woman's. I'm not done. Okay, so when you say, what can you bring to the table? I feel like that goes both ways these days. Traditionally, back in old days, women couldn't bring that much. We didn't have that much. We weren't able to accomplish as much, but we have come very, very far. And I'm going to say that as a single mother myself, that a lot of men cannot even sit at the table with me, if I'm being honest, and I still give them a seat. I still push the seat open.
If women are men are making money, in these days, both benefit being with each other. I say that because I say a lot of men don't make six figures. There are the majority of women who do make money. However, it'll be much better in these situations where everything is high, listen, a one-bedroom apartment nowadays is damn near 20, like $1,900, 1,900, especially where I live. You're going to pay damn near a premium for a one-bedroom apartment here. depending on where you go, right? Because let's just say take the state of Nevada, for example. The state of Nevada, depending on if you want to go on the nice part of town, right? You're going to pay a premium. Trust me, I know. If you go on the north side of town, you're going to end up paying a semi premium. If you go on the east side of town, you're not going to be paying as much, but you're going to be uncomfortable in certain neighborhoods. You're going to be uncomfortable. But I guess being uncomfortable is more prevalent than being in a comfortable situation where you can take your kids to school and not worry about them being suspended. Taking your kid, well, I don't listen. My kids go to a private school, so it doesn't even matter. But you want to take your kids to a private school, or you want to homeschool them, because here in the state of Nevada, it's crazy. I don't know about any other states. I could tell you about the state of Michigan, but I can't tell you about any other states because I don't know how they operate. All I know is everywhere around the United States of America, things have gone up, and you are going to be paying a premium. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. North Dakota, Iowa, Detroit, Virginia, Maine, Florida, North Carolina, Chicago, LA. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you go because things are so high now. Thanks to our president.
For them to sit down and show me what they can bring to the table for me, because I know intellectually, I know financially, I know on a 1,000 different levels, they don't even meet me halfway. So when you make a statement like that, again, like I said, I'm a single mother. I'm a modern woman. I have so many friends across, not just in Florida, this is not Miami. I'm talking about friends, period. And they're single mothers, but they bring a lot to the table. And for a man to ever ask me what my kids could do to benefit him, he would never even speak to me again.
All right, but let me ask you this question, Vic. So do you want a man to come in there and share his resources with your kids?
I have a question.
No.
I have to counter it.
Just answer it. I need
He's sharing it. Do I want him to come in and share his resources with my children?
Yes or no?
I'm trying to get clarity on a question.
If you're dating a man,
what is the resources that he's sharing with my children?
His finances.
I don't need them.
Because Vic, that's cap. I don't care what you say, Vic. Listen, Vic, I don't care. If a man is dating a woman at some point in time, Vic, a woman is going to want a man to share his finances in the household.
Yeah, women who have actually caught on to this, it's going to be difficult for this dude to even sniff that thing again. It's going to be difficult. I think it's difficult now because he's too red pill. He is too red pill. It is what it is.
Yes. So you telling me you're going to sleep, you're going to lay up there, you're going to date a man, you're going to sleep with that man, and you ain't going to ask that man to contribute his finances?
So here's the kicker.
I find that to be hard to understand.
Here's the kicker.
That is cap. I'm sorry.
Here's the kicker. Cap. Here's the kicker, and we're going to clear it up. I never said I would expect a man to come in and share his not share his finances. I never said that.
That's his resources.
Okay, if that's all the resources he has, that's problem number one. We're going to start. That's
Wait. That's all the resources? What about his intellect? Is that not a resource? Does it all have to be about money? Does it? I would think that a man, not just what he has in his wallet, not what he has in his bank account, not just that, but his intellect doesn't count. What he can bring to the table, financially, intelligently, none of that. You can't add a caveat to that. Oh my.
That's definitely problem
That's
number one.
Resources.
That's not enough for me. So again, it's not, because I have my own money. So when you start talking about modern women, and you're sitting in front of a woman that makes well over 6 figures a year, you're not going to tell me that a man can step through that door and tell me, what can your kids do for me? No, baby, what can you do for this household? Because this household runs effortlessly without your finances. So so the expectation would be, if you're stepping through this door, why would you step through my door and you're not able to provide any resources?
Vic, okay, Vic, listen, I don't care if you make 6 figures. You know why? Because at the end of the day, your 6 figures is for you. You would never share it with me. At the end of the day,
why would you think that?
But Vic, listen, at the end of the day, whether you make 6 figures or not, you will still want a man to come through there to take over the finances, to take that burden off your shoulders. Don't give it to Vic. Every woman wants that. So when I hear women say that they're not looking for a man to share their resources, that is cap. Because at the end of the day, your 6 figures is for you. You would never share it with me. At the end of the day,
why would you think that?
But Vic, listen, at the end of the day, whether you make 6 figures or not, you will still want a man to come through there to take over the finances, to take that burden off your shoulders. Don't give it to Vic. Every woman wants that. So when I hear women say that they're not looking for a man to share their resources, that is cap.
If you want, I was on mute. If you want a woman to share her resources, then it's apropos for you to share yours as well. 50-50, right? That is 50-50. Nothing is 100-100. Fuck all these people who say it's 100-100. I have never seen any organization that you are in control in that shares 100% of your resources. I have never seen it, because we don't own or control anything. So when it comes to family value, we are sharing 50% of everything. That's 100% being cut in half. You do 50% of this, she does the other 50%. Been doing that for many, many years now. If something happens to me, I have to do what I have to do and share what I and contribute 100% of what I have. When she doesn't have anything, or when I don't have anything, she does the exact same thing. But when we both have jobs and we both have income and we both have insurance, and what's more important, especially when it comes to the children, life insurance, it's 50-50. If you're not going to share your resources, then why should she?
Also, let me finish making another point.
No,
this is another risk. Listen, Rob, let me make this one final point. This is another risk of a man that is competitive and productive, that's getting to a situation where he's dealing with a pre-made family. Who was to say, if I was to marry you and you divorced me, you will go to the courthouse and put me on child support for the next 18 years for kids that don't even belong to me. As a matter of fact, even if I'm not married to you.
Red pill talk. All of it is red pill talk. So I ain't gonna even bother to. Nah, bro. I mean, what this is you're not giving society a chance. You're not giving women a chance. And this is the reason why I say you would be unqualified for a black woman to be by your side. If you want quality, if you want quality, you go out with that white woman. The white woman will definitely satisfy you. You don't have to worry about nothing, sir. You don't have to worry about being responsible. You don't have to worry about none of that shit. You won't have to worry about a woman getting on your ass about anything. Because the white woman ain't sure gonna hold you responsible. A white woman ain't sure ain't gonna hold you accountable for your actions. Sure ain't.
if I've been dating you for a substantial amount of time, depending on what the state, you can still go and put me on child support for 18 years for kids that are not mine. So to close it off, a man, a productive man that's dating a single modern baby mom in this generation, that's a lose-lose situation. And I'm gonna end it like that.
I don't have much. I don't have much to add. The only thing I could say is I hate that has been your experience. I hate that those are the women that you have encountered one way or another,
No,
not personally, one way or another. I hate that for you. I hate that for your friends. I hate that for anyone that you know, because that is not reality. That is not the reality that we're living in. That is actually a bubble in which we choose to put ourselves in. I'm going to go back to my statement that there are lanes. And I learned when I stay in my lane and I don't allow people that don't belong in my lane, I don't have any of those problems that you're referring to. Not one.
Let me ask you this one question, Vic. In the animal kingdom, when a lion takes over,
I don't care about them.
No.
See what I'm talking about? He's trying to prove so hard. These people try to prove so hard that a man is in charge, that a man takes the brink of the pain, the brink of the suffering. That is bullshit. A woman, when she gives birth to a child, it is notified. It is scientific. It is also scientific that when a woman gives birth to a child, it's a life and death situation. Especially when you put that, especially when you're having complications, especially when you have complications, and especially when you give birth and you can't, and the woman can't not have, if her water breaks, and she can be at birth anywhere from 24 hours to 48 hours. And when that woman gives birth to a child, if she's having complications, she has to have a C-section. She has to have a C-section. And that's like, that is so detrimental. I can't even speak the word. That's so detrimental to a woman when she's giving birth. And the complications could be dire. So with that being said, I don't think this man should be dating any more black women. I suggest he just go ahead and just date white women from here on in, and that be that. Because he is not qualified, in my opinion, to go on with any black woman.
You have to, because it's still nature, right? When a lion take over pride, right? What does that male lion does to those cubs of the other pride that he took over? What does that lion do?
Would you rather have been a lion?
No, I'm a
human.
Okay, you know what that lion would do? That lion would kill those cubs.
Yeah, I'm a human.
You know why? I understand you're human, but I'm saying that because by nature, men, we are territorial. We do not want to deal with. We don't want to take on pre-made families.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Let me intervene. My brother speaking generally about the man that he represents. You speaking about the women you represent. Now I know I'm not single, so I'm not mingling. You know that, girl. So I'm gonna say this for the brothers like me, because it's different brothers, different mindset.
Yeah.
Like I say, for me, bro, it don't matter.
Okay.
But like I say, but that's your mindset. That's your mindset. For me, it don't matter. For me, if I like a woman, I like a woman.
Right.
If the woman has kids, she has kids. That kids, no kids, it don't matter. Because it is what it is, bro. Because if you meet a woman, if that's a deal breaker, then I don't know, bro. You might be missing out on a blessing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those are not your kids. You You're right. You want your own. You can still have a blended family with her, and you can still help her with the kids if you want to. If not, I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, bro. I can't tell nobody what to do. I know for me, as a black man, bro, who grew up fatherless, I wanted a father. I would have loved to have a dad. And maybe that's why I didn't have one. Maybe a lot of the black men probably think like how you said, though, like, why would I waste my money on a person that's not my kid? And I get it, but I don't share that.
And I'm speaking in general.
And I'm saying, and I'm saying for me, I don't share that. For me, bro, I love kids. Mine's are not. Even I have a wife now. And if I'm saying, you know, you bring your son, I'm not gonna say, oh, he's not. I don't care, bro. Kids are, let's have fun. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big kid. I'll run around. You know, I don't care about that, bro. Like for me, I've never, I thank God I don't think like that. I don't view life like that. Because everybody deserves some type of sunshine. Because you think about a kid growing without a father, and not to say the woman can't raise a child, but I'm saying you think about a kid growing up without a father, that's like rain pouring on you 24/7. And I'm talking about from an emotional standpoint, because you're missing something.
Yes,
so once a man enter that child's life, it's like sunshine. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you mean. The child gonna be like, you're not my dad. And like I say, bro, it comes with that territory, bro. bro. It's a rite of passage. I expect you to, I want you to do that because that lets me know, okay, you're becoming a man. This is the only way you think you can hurt me because
you know you can't hurt
trying
me
to, any other way. So for me, man.
And that's one of the things my stepdad said to me. He's like, I didn't care about that.
No, because it's a right, it's
like,
a rite of
passage. I already
passage.
knew you were gonna do that. I didn't care about that.
It's a rite of passage, man. Like I said, I can't tell no man how to feel. But as a black man, I think because we're so far behind the 8-ball, and so many of our women and so many of our children are growing up in a situation where the father may be in prison or dead or not in the household. I don't think we should think like that. I think we need to be more together, bro. And help each other. If you love a woman, I'm not telling you go take a woman with 20 kids. Right. I'm just saying if she got a kid or two and you like, you really like her, she's a great person, she have a great mind. So
but
what?
You know what, bro? There are some good single mothers. There are. I'm not saying.
I'm just saying, like to me, it's like, so what? You know what I'm saying? We gonna make this a blended family, and we gonna have fun.
I'm just speaking on recent times. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying. But as a man that do his due diligence, you're not just gonna pick a woman in this time that's behave a certain way who don't care about her kids. Of course, she's not gonna care about you. But I'm saying, but if you find a woman, a real woman, that's a good woman. She has kids. I don't think it matters, bro. I think it's just a matter of coming in and helping. It's not about resources or me spending my money on you and your. At the end of the day, bro, we all gonna die, man. Of course. That money don't mean shit. If we so concerned about money, leaving money behind for our biological, that's what you got insurance for. Life insurance. I tell my wife, let's live it up, baby. Let's blow up some money. And when we die, the kids gonna be good anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get life insurance.
So hopefully, this was able to help somebody out there.
We just wanted to touch bases on single parenting.
And this is just part one. This is just part one.
Still my dog.
Yeah, I'm about to say, listen, this is fun arguments.
Yes, this is fun argument that I can't really dive into. But like I say again, this is part one. We're gonna have a
I was on mute again. It's fun, yet I miss me with the red pill ideologies. Miss me with that. Now, real quick before I head off and handle some business because my wife just came in the room and was bugging the shit out of me. I will be doing another live sooner than you think. Because a friend of mine, like I said, just gave me some more info on a certain Karen right? And when I first heard it, I was shocked that what came out this woman's mouth was very, very, I would say, stupid. I can't even put it in other words. I can't even put it in the words how she said it and what she said and how she said it. It was very, very stupid. And this broad, I can't even say I can't even say the other B word because I got doe eyes watching me. But doe eyes, well, maybe I can see. Anyway, so this bitch had some things to say about black women and how they are and their hair and this and that. And I want you to take a little sneak peek of what else I'm going to be doing possibly this afternoon. Take a listen.
Candace Owens, because y'all ain't in this world. Like, seriously, you're literally the reason for the downfall of the black community. That's a fact. You guys are the reason. You dumb bitches want to raise these black men and then holler at the black men when they do you dirty and leave you. You dumb bitches raise these men. You raise them. The only good thing that you black bitches do is give birth to black men. That's it. And then all y'all want to holler all the time. Every time women of any other race do anything, we want to be black. Bitch, why the fuck would we want to be black? You don't even want to be black. Really? No. If I could come back and be black, I'd be a black man, not a black woman. The fuck out of here. Why the fuck would I want to be a black bitch for? You all are the most bitter, racist, crusty ass bitches I ever seen in my life. The only time you see black women actually be classy, please, them days is over. Them Claire Huxtables, they don't exist anymore. There might be a little handful of women that like that still left, but the rest of you want to be like Suki Hana and Sexy Red and you're nasty. Go wash your hair, go change your sheets, and go take care of your ass baby. You the mad one, bitch, and you gonna stay mad for the rest of your life. Me, I'm good. I'm straight. Been that way from day one.
To be concluded. To be concluded. Have a nice day.